Hey guys, make sure to click that little bell icon next to the subscribe button in order to get notifications on whenever we upload. We're starting to really ramp up our content, so join the notification squad and get notified.
So the first scan for My Hero Academia 1's Justice is here, and right off the bat they're showing us Shigaraki and Deku. Now we see that Deku has full cowl, and we can more or less tell what part of the series they're taking this Deku from because of his outfit. But the big question is, how much are they going to cover in this game? Let's go over the big moments and possible boss fights that we're most likely to see in 1's Justice. Well, obviously they're covering Season 1. In Season, for a potential boss battle, we have Deku versus Bakugo. I'd like to see most of Class 1A playable in this game, so it'd be cool to be able to play all of their tests against each other as well, but only Bakugo and Deku really stand out as important. Another cool boss battle would be the All Might versus the Slime Guy. Obviously, taking control of All Might at the very beginning of the story for a nice little boss battle where you absolutely demolish Slime Man would be a great way to feel the power that Deku is working towards by controlling it ourselves. It would also be cool if at some point during the battle a weak and quirkless Deku ran in and saved Bakugo. Or if we could take control of him for a moment to really amp up that contrast between Deku at the beginning of the series and Deku later on. Finally, for Season 1 we have All Might versus Nomu. I doubt we'll see Deku versus Shigaraki during the Season 1 section of the game. I mean, probably as a battle, but not as a full boss battle, because the big battle during this arc is the All Might versus Nomu fight. Moving on to Season 2, we have some battles that absolutely have to be as extravagant as we're used to in the Storm games. Right off the bat, you have Deku versus Todoroki in the Sports Festival. This battle was great in the anime, however, I'd absolutely love to see what Biking could do to make this even more ridiculous. After the Sports Festival, we obviously have Deku, Ida, and Todoroki versus Stein, and in that fight, you could choose one of the three heroes and have the other two as supports. Taking on Stein with some sort of immobilizing mechanic would be pretty interesting, and this is another intense battle with a super significant meaning, and a character that has a lot of artistic flair to work with. I can just see tons of red and overdone outlines being used for this fight, and I love it already. Wrapping up Season 2, we need to get a Deku and Bakugo versus All Might boss battle. Obviously, I'd love to play as all of the students versus the teachers in the finals, but this one specifically needs to be a boss battle. You're fighting All Might. I mean, it can't really be as simple as just hitting him with combos. You should be able to brush all of that off, so throwing some cool quick time events and stuff at you to stun All Might is the smartest way to approach that. Now, moving on to Season 3 content. Keep in mind, Season 3 obviously isn't out, but if you follow the pace that they've been setting with the past season at about 2 chapters per episode, with the same count of episodes we cover all of the stuff that I'm about to mention, so hear me out. During Season 3, the students have to train and develop special moves for their provisional license exam. They go on a field trip to the forest, which has already been hinted at in the show, and they get attacked by the League of Villains. There are several super interesting battles and moments in this forest attack. I'd love to see some of the battles that happen, but some of the ones that stick out the most are Tokoyami's moment where he loses control of his quirk and goes berserk, the 1A students versus Compres, and I'd love to see a game-only boss battle between Todoroki and Aizawa versus Dabi, which would really fuel the Dabi theories out there. Obviously though, to anyone that's read this part of the manga, the most important fight that will definitely be a boss battle, and the thumbnail for this video, is Deku versus Muscular. Manga fans have been waiting to see this fight since the very first episode of My Hero, and we have been begging for it. I've seen it over and over again, people tweeting, wait until the anime gets to this fight, then everyone is gonna be a My Hero fan, and they're absolutely right. Deku versus Muscular is Deku's biggest moment up until this fight, and all the stakes are on the line. He has to fight a full-fledged member of the League of Villains, and it isn't like this guy's a pushover, so he gives it absolutely everything he has, and then even more. That isn't the most important boss battle, however, as basically right after this we have All Might versus All for One. This is pretty much the biggest fight in the entire manga, and definitely All Might's biggest moment. To put it in perspective, if All Might died during this fight, or shortly after, nobody would have been surprised. This boss battle has potential to be insane, since All For One has tons of quirks, so they can really do anything they wanted. This is also another one of those absolutely guaranteed boss battles, so I wouldn't worry about this being included or not. After this, we'll see the characters taking on the provisional license exam arc, and honestly, I'm hoping to see a ton of battles here, along with a laser ball tag-like minigame. Give me pretty much any of the big moments of this arc as a boss battle, and I will be okay. Coming quickly after that is the Deku vs Bakugo rematch, which would definitely be a great way to close out the game, especially if you include the original Deku vs Bakugo fight as a boss battle early on. You'll see how both characters have grown, get some development, and you can even end the game with a Mirio teaser to set up a possible sequel. So again, All Might vs Slime, Deku vs Bakugo, and All Might vs Nomu for Act 1. Then we have Deku vs Todoroki, Deku, Ida, and Todoroki vs Stein, and Deku with Bakugo vs All Might for Act 2. And at the very least, Deku vs Muscular, All Might vs All For One, and Deku vs Bakugo for a nice and even 3 boss battles per arc. Do you think this is possible? Do you have any other fights you'd prefer to see as boss battles? Let us know in the comments down below. Let's talk about it. And since you're watching this video, I'm gonna guess you're into anime games. If you want to check out some more of that content, check out my channel at TGN Anime. Otherwise, stick around here at Shonen Games, and we'll see you guys next time with some more My Hero Academia 1's Justice news. My name's Globku, thank you for watching, see you guys next time. Bye!